Good morning, everyone. It's February 10th, and it is 7:58 on Monday morning, and we're going to get right into the trading. We're just going to go ahead, not get ahead, go ahead with the intro and disclaimer, and then we're going to take a look at what we're doing today. So I'll see you in the trading room. All right, so we're back. So I hope everyone had a good weekend, and let's see where we're at. So the first thing we see when we take a look at the chart, pound New Zealand dollar is down $88. That is not very pleasant. Well, it could be worse.
Shit! Shit! Come on, man. Well, fuck, it's got some support right here, so, maybe it'll hang on to this 16 area, bounce back up. Come on. Fuck! Oh, shit!
Well, that hasn't happened yet, and now back to the video. Because it has our equity down below 300, while our balance is 374. This little thing will sit here until we get up in size so big that we can take one trade, 10 pips, and knock it out. Right now, taking a trade that goes up on pound New Zealand dollar because I believe it will go up, and I took that this morning. It was just an opportunity. I'm looking for just a little ride up in here. Not a little ride, it's about 80 pips or so, but I expect it to come there. That's a fib from the top to the bottom, and I think we should be getting there. So, and then up in that area, I'll be looking for a potential turn to the downside, because then again we're inside of this trading zone and we keep going in and out. Now, what this trading zone is telling me a little bit, it's telling me, don't know what it's telling you, but I believe that pound New Zealand dollar is actually getting set up to go much higher, up in around this range, 222.42. That'll be the kind of the peak for a while. I'm going to draw this line now, February 10th, but I believe we're going to get up in here. It's just the way things are looking on the chart, it just does. There's a level here that doesn't seem to break down below, and it just, for me, it looks like the smart money is building up a really large supply of inventory to take it higher. And so I think the first high will be somewhere around 214.09, and then we'll see what happens there. It'll be difficult to break above 210, 210.27.5, but not impossible. So if we look at that, we're looking for a move up about another 600 pips or so. I think that's what's going to happen. It just seems like that. I'm looking at these candles here, and there's no juice in them, but there's juice in the up move. So whenever they come down here, it just seems like smart money is loading up, taking out the shorts, getting back up, and then drive it back down and drive it back up. So will I ever hit this stop, this take profit? Probably, if this pattern holds that we retrace up to here, because what we have here is a higher high, and we have a higher low at the moment. So what happens this week is going to set where this is going to go. If the pattern changes, there should be a lower high and a lower low. So that's what we're looking for. But this is where we're sitting with a big wick here, so no wick on the bottom. There's still some upward pressure. I just threw the WAP in here to kind of get an indication on where we're at. And if I do Shift P, I think it's Shift P, let me see. Alright, so what I was trying to do is not that one, show period separated, should be. So the period started here, and with the VWAP we are above the VWAP, so the trend for this morning is bullish. Now I've said I don't use indicators, but I wanted to take a look at this VWAP. There's a lot of fuss about it, and all indicators are lagging, so don't expect them to tell you what's happening right now. This could very well just turn on you and go the other way, right? So, but we have a strong bullish candle here with a body on the top and a wick, big wick on the bottom, so there's no pressure down, there's push up. So that's consistent with a VWAP. So you could use the VWAP. It's an intraday indicator, so meaning it's only useful for the day and to kind of give you an indication. So it's not a long-term trade indicator, but I don't know how valuable or useful it is on. You see here stops here for some reason. So if you wanted to paint again, this is just one I found on the internet. I got the periods to 12. So if you're scalping, maybe this is a good tool. I don't know. I just can't give you my opinion about it because I don't know enough about it. The methodology behind it seems sound. It's supposed to give you a better volume indication in the sense of where smart money is. So what it does is it takes the time frame and also divided by the volume on each candle to try to kind of show where the consensus of buying is. I don't like that one. I think I'm going to take the profit for a moment. So smart money that buys for customers, they're going to look to buy below. If they believe that the price is going to go up, they're going to look to buy at below VWAP, so that they get a better price on the artifact. So they buy below VWAP, and then the price, obviously once they bought enough, the price will go above VWAP, which was then indicating right. So and if they're believing they're short on the object or artifact, then they want to buy above the VWAP in order to like short it, so in order to drive the price down. So but again, playing with it, so off it goes. This candle is showing a down push. This is on 5 minutes. We broke the previous low, so I want to just take this for a little ride. This is all I'm going to do, is just try to go for a few pips here and there. I know I'm not doing big positions, but I'm okay with that. I eventually will scale this up, but right now I'm just trying to take dollar in, dollar out, and try to do a lot more trades during the day. Smaller trades, just kind of build it up, so I can, at one point when I see a really, really good sign that it's like a sure thing for me, then I will take big enough of a position to either shake this one up here, to 0, meaning I'll have enough profit on the other big trade that I can take this one out and just take a minor loss or minor profit. But so that's what we're doing on that. So let's this one sit for a second. This one should really come down here, but we're not going to be greedy. Euro set at Euro, Kiwi dollar, or Euro New Zealand dollar is one that I'm looking at this morning. I had drawn a line up in here. Here's another VWAP indicator that I'm playing with. So the dark line is the VWAP, and then this one is an MA moving average. This is 13 and this is 20. The problem with this one is if you turn on real volume, then it stops working. So it seems to have some problems. Again, I'm looking at the candle, and I don't like to have the indicators on because it's telling me what's already happened, and then I react too late. But right now, asking yourself if you have enough indicators. Really? Babies. Anyway, the only reason why I was throwing that period is to kind of see where consensus are for where we are right now. So we opened the day on a bearish candle with absolutely no money in there. The money started coming in on this candle, which is a bullish. That's 45 pips there, and then came back down here and did the same thing, but 30 pips. Came back down here. So a lot of buying below the VWAP, which is overall indicating a bullish day. And on 1 hour, VWAP has the price has broken above VWAP, so there's smart money buying here and then bringing it back up here. But I was looking for a break on this structure with confirmation in order to go long, but there's resistance sitting here, so I expect a little kickback back to this level here where the support is. So 11 pips or so. Overall, I believe that there is an opportunity here for this to actually go long. Gotta check something. So I'm looking for a long up into this area here. I'm looking at this candle. So it's a hanging man or whatever you want to call it. But you see big volume, small body, almost volume above the average. So this is indicating that it opened here, it pushed up there a little bit, then pushed down again, and then it close to opening. It's a huge wick down, so the down pressure is there, but it's not strong enough yet, that there's no consensus on going down yet, and so it's coming, but the pressure isn't there yet. So we will go up, and I suspect that on the weekly candle we're up in here, but we're talking 270 pips. On the daily, strong bullish candle, volume and candle matches, barely any wicks. We have this candle for today. On the 4 hours, big wick on the upside, so we expect to push above here. Indecision candle, so still a bit of a concern there. We have this structure here broken, so it's possible we're going to retrace down to this level, 173.61, and then another bounce. On hourly, we broke structure here. There was the previous high, and now we're at this. There's a lot of I don't know if this is going to hold. I have to wait here. So there's what I was looking for. So I'm going to go long on this. Euro, I believe it will hold, but I believe I will take a little bit of a pullback. We'll put it at $5. Pullback. So I'm looking for this trade to close today, so I'm gonna put my trade up in here, but I'll probably close it out sooner. Again, I'm just looking for short-term trades, daily trades, back and forth. So pound, New Zealand dollars climbing. As I saw this candle, then as I was taking the trade, this candle shaped up, but which ended up not being a good candle. We'll see if it gets above here, then I might as well be out. What do I got writing on this? $2.86, that's okay. So we'll leave that. Pound US dollar broke above here, up in here now, sitting on resistance in here, also sitting in the optimal trade entry zone, so which is based on this high and this low. So at this point we should be going short pound US dollar. So to confirm whether we should or should not, we can take a peek at the dollar index. First we can look at the news. Not a whole lot here going on right now, anyway. A lot of things coming out of UK tomorrow that should rock. Overall it seems pretty good week. Dollar index is up in this zone that I called out now for a little while. We hit the 98.42 that I called out 5 weeks ago. We're heading 98. This liquidity pool that I talked about last week and the week before, we have hit that. So theoretically smart money is feeling really good, and they should be coming down to this level, 98.12. That means they gotta break through 98.42, which is the one where they could actually bounce. This is daily. We can zoom out a little bit here. So overall we could see the dollar go up in here, 99.37. However, considering the coronavirus and everything else, I believe that we have the import-export impact. A lot of things that we have and consume here in America is made and manufactured in China, and they have shut down the borders. So the economic impact is soon something we will see. For those reasons, I believe that it'll be hard for the dollar to make new highs above this level. It's at an all-time high right now. Hasn't been this high since back in this 2017, and you can see I've been in here before, so so we could get back up in here for sure, but yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen. So I think we're gonna see a retracement on dollar. So therefore, this might be a good. I'm just gonna take a short trade. I'm getting the rejection that I expected. So if we can take 26 pips on this, we'll be happy. Happy. Stop right about here. That's 28 pips. That's $8. So it's not a 2-for-1 ratio. I'm gonna run this stop loss really tight. So again, looking for quick trades, looking to close these out today. So anyway, we're 20 minutes into it. This is what I'm doing today. So again, continue combating this one. There's bringing down my equity, which is my real balance. Although my balance says 375, that's the money I have, but then I have to deduct the drawdown. Now, you're running a drawdown, that's normal. It's okay. I mean, it's good if you can avoid it. But this is my payment for not following my rules. And so until I build up the balance to be so big that I can take one trade that knocks out that, I'm just going to continue building dollar for dollar. And it's a slow process, but this is what I do. This is exactly what's going on in my big account right now, where my drawdown is larger, but every day I add a good chunk of money to my balance, but it's the equity that I pay attention to, because the equity is what you pay for on your margin. Margin is what the broker takes for each trade. So there's a way of figuring that out, and we can do that real quick here before we end today's session. So let's say you want to do $2,000 worth of pound USD. You want to buy $2,000. That's 0.02. That's a micro. That's 2 micro lots, right? A mini lot is 10,000, and a lot is 100,000. Okay. So we want to buy $2,000 worth of buy or sell, whatever you want to do. This is how much the margin, how much are they going to take from your equity and stick in to the margin, leaving you with X amount of free margin, right? So we're going to buy 2,000. We can buy $2,000 worth of this currency pair because we have the leverage. Now this account has a 400 leverage, right? But first I take 2,000, that's my desired purchase, that's 0.02 times 1.29370 times, times 1.29379, and of course this is going to change as you do this math, but give you a rough estimate. All right, so that's equal to 2,587.58 divided by your leverage. So if you have 200 or 50 or 400 like I have here, it's $6.46. So if I take a 0.02 position on pound US dollar, whether it's long or short, doesn't matter, the margin which the broker is going to take from my free margin, which is based on my equity, they're going to take $6.46 and stick it into the margin account and then deduct that from the free margin, right? I hope that was clear. So you can do that on the same thing. Now, one thing you have to think about is if you get out to something like this, 109,761. If you do that math first, you're gonna go nuts. You want to buy 2,000 of that times, let's say, 109,760, right? It's an enormous amount, and you divide that by 400, which is the leverage. They're gonna take $548. No, they're not. You have to divide this by 1,000. So you take $2,000 worth of dollar yen times 1.09759. That's 2,195 divided by 400. That's $5.48 for 2 micro lots if I buy or sell. So I hope that makes sense. You have the calculation here. enjoy. That was my little freebie. But that's how this margin and free margin and all that stuff works. So pay attention to that. Now, one thing, if you look at my friend's video, he's talking, I think in one of his videos, he talks about how he builds his account. And when you start off with, let's say, $100, your equity is $100, your margin is 0, and your free margin is $100. Now, if you take your first trade you take, there's going to be something going in, let's say $5 going to margin, and your free margin goes down by $5. The idea is that the free margin will always be equal to your starting balance, $100. So when you have more, like I have $233 and I started with $252, so I'm trading with my own money right now. But once this free margin stays and is above $252, I'm trading not with my money, I'm trading with money that I made from profit. So you can think about that for a second. But anyway, 26 minutes into it, it's Monday. Enjoy your week. I hope you have a great trading week, and I'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday. I will do a live show on Wednesday, so not tomorrow. And have a great day. Thank you.